Take a look around your classroom real quickly. You probably don't look like another classmate and most likely don't have the same body as anyone else. Well, that's exactly what the teenager in this month's Power of One discovered at an early age. And as Seth Doan shows us, her condition sprung her into action.
A political map.
It's your average Monday for students at Plymouth Community Intermediate School.
Okay, what is this continent?
And by most everyone's account here, Lauren Stanford is a typical teenager. But every day, several times a day, she tests her blood sugar level. Because at just 6 years old, Lauren was diagnosed with diabetes.
I hate living with diabetes. It's like, it gets really annoying, and I would do anything to get rid of it.
You say you hate it, that it's annoying. What's so difficult about it?
Just the constant remembering and not being able to, like, maybe I don't want to check my blood, can I skip it? You can't. There's no breaks from it, nothing.
And testing her blood 6 to 10 times a day is a constant reminder that diabetes has no cure. That's something Lauren wants to change. 2 years after being diagnosed, she started raising money, first on a walk with the Juvenile Diabetes Research Foundation.
The first year we did it, we only raised like $200. We just did it ourselves, and I said, wow, Mom, we should make a team next year. So we made a team, and we got like 40 people together, and then we did a really good job at it. Like, we raised like $12,000, and then the next year we had like 115 people, and it just kept growing and growing and growing, and it was great.
To date, Lauren has raised more than $200,000. Last spring, she was one of 10 teenagers to win the Prudential Spirit of Community Awards.
She decided right away that she wanted to be a fighter rather than a victim in the battle against diabetes.
And over the summer, she testified in front of a U.S. Senate committee, pushing for more money for diabetes research.
When it is tough to make a decision about supporting an additional funding for diabetes research, think of me and all the kids in this room today.
Around 18 million Americans have diabetes. So how does it affect your body? For most of us, as the carbohydrates we eat enter the small intestines, they break down into sugar or glucose. The glucose is then released into the bloodstream. The pancreas is supposed to automatically produce the right amount of insulin to move the glucose from blood to our cells, providing fuel for the body. But for people with diabetes, either no insulin or not enough is produced, so the glucose level in the blood stays high.
Think about this. It has been 8 years since I have not been sick.
And educating people about diabetes is important to Lauren.
What are the signs of diabetes? Like, how do you know when you get it?
Just answering some basic questions helps. It's all part of the battle to raise awareness, raise money, and eventually find a cure.
Through all of this, you've really become one of the spokespeople for juvenile diabetes. What do you feel about playing that role?
I feel like it's good because I'm just like a regular kid, and it's not, like, famous people are great too, but it's good to just have like a regular kid that has diabetes being able to tell people about it.
Now, Lauren has type 1 diabetes, but there is another kind, type 2. Type 1 is usually diagnosed in children or young adults, as is the case with Lauren. Type 2 is usually onset in later years. In both cases, the body does not produce or properly use enough insulin.
College costs are skyrocketing. On